Hi everyone, this lesson is subtracting unlike fractions, but we are doing the algorithm today. So if you have your fraction tiles or your manipulatives, you can still use the fraction tiles to help you, but you do need to show the work as far as the steps to finding it using an algorithm. So it's just like when we added unlike fractions, you need to get the denominators to be the same. Currently, I have 5/6 minus a half. The 6 and the 2 are different numbers. I need to make them the same. We do that by finding the least common denominator, but what that means is you're finding the least common multiple of both of the denominators. What is the least common multiple of 6 and 2? So what you're going to do is you're going to set up your m for multiple and write your 6 and your 2. And you need to figure out what number they share first, because it's the least. It's the first number they share when you start multiplying them up. So 2 times 2 is 4. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6. Oh, do you see that they match? They match really quick. 6 is the first match they have when you're multiplying up. So 6 goes into 6 once, and 2 goes into 6 3 times, so their least common multiple is 6. So that means that these denominators need to be a 6. Do you see that this one's already done? This one's good to go, so this will be in my next equation as far as following the steps, but this one needs to change. How do I change a 2 into a 6? I multiply times 3, which means I always have to do it to the top of that fraction as well. So my new fraction will be 1 times 3, which is the 3, and my 6, which is 2 times 3 for my denominator. Now that the denominators are the same, I can go ahead and bring it over in my answer, my 6, and subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. Now, always make sure it's simplified. Do 2 and 6 share a number? Do you notice that they both share the number 2 as far as factors? Remember, if you list out your factors, they're numbers that multiply and give you the number. The only factors of 2 are 1 and 2. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. What's the greatest common factor? It's 2. So if the greatest common factor is 2, you're going to go ahead and divide the top and bottom by it, and that will simplify your fraction. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our simplified answer is 1/3. All right, let's go ahead and do another example. I think the most important part is just taking your time and understanding what we're doing when we do all the steps, when we find the least common denominator and we find the greatest common factor, just to simplify. I don't want you guys to get those mixed up. All right, let's go ahead and say we have 2/3 minus 3/10. Okay, do you notice that 3 and 10 are not the same? So I need to go ahead and figure out what is their common multiple. We multiply up. So I'm going to start multiplying up until their first match. Whatever they match, whatever their least common multiple is, that's going to be the denominator. Now, I know that multiples of 10 are pretty big numbers, right? 10, 20, 30. So I'm not going to go too far. Maybe I can go up to 40 and then stop. But 3, I want to see if 3 can get into a 10, a 20, or 30. So I'm going to start multiplying up my 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. I notice I got to keep going. 24. I'm going to come over here. 27, 30. Oh, their first match is 30. Now that took me a while, but that's okay. Keep multiplying until they match. So their first match is 30. That means my denominator needs to be a 30 in order to subtract across, okay? So my 3 and my 10 need to be changed into a 30. So that means I need to multiply. So how do I do this? Well, in order to get a 3 into a 30, I have to multiply it times 10. Right? Because I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It took 10 times to get to a 30. So I'm going to multiply my 3 times 10, which means I need to multiply the numerator by 10, and I'll get my new fraction. 2 times 10 is 20. 3 times 10 is 30. Minus, how do I get from a 10 to a 30? I just need to multiply it times 3. which means I multiply the numerator times 3. 3 times 3 gives me a 9. 10 times 3 gives me the 30, which was the least common denominator. Now I can subtract. Bring my 30 over, and now I have 20 minus 9. Well, I know 20 minus 10 gives me 10, so what's 1 less than that? So 20 minus 9 must be 11. My answer is 11/30. How do I know if this is already simplified? 11 is a prime number. If you ever have a prime number on the top or the bottom, you guys are good to go as far as simplifying. All right, you guys, I hope that helps you with whatever you're working on. Be sure you take your time and watch this again if you need more help.